Let me ask you something. When was the last time you finished a week and thought, that's exactly how I wanted it to go? Not rushed, not reacting to everything. You led your week and your week didn't drag you behind it. If you're juggling client work, you're checking in with your staff too much, checking your emails late at night, unable to disconnect to spend time with your family, and they get what's left at the end of the day because your energy is dwindling. This is the episode you need, because the truth is most entrepreneurs are overworked, understructured, and making less than they should be for how hard they're working. That was me too, and I'll tell you what changed it. This kicks off my 9-part video series for Christian entrepreneurs who want to scale their business without wrecking everything else important along the way. We're solving 3 core problems and headaches that I've seen across entrepreneurs industry-wide over these next couple episodes. Drifting without purpose, team chaos, and a chaotic, unpredictable schedule, aka calendar overwhelm. And we're starting here with how to structure your week. We're not going to talk about cramming more in. We're going to build your calendar around what matters most to you, so your energy goes to where God's called you, not where people are demanding it to go. A few years ago, my body shut down. Hives all over my hands, my feet, the soles of my feet, the palms of my hand, my face, everywhere. No idea why. I couldn't touch a barbell. Any kind of pressure that touched my body, my skin, painful, itchy hives would pop up everywhere. Went to the doctor's office. He gave me a strong medication that didn't do anything. I remember sitting in the pharmacy waiting room with my hood up thinking, is this what my life's going to look like from now on? Because the doctor said, when I asked him, hey, is this going to change? He said, most likely not. You're probably going to have to live with this. It wasn't just a medical condition. It was years of stress, distorted work rhythms, overcommitment, and no margin for what I wanted to spend my time on. Our business was scaling rapidly, but my life was shrinking. When the doctor said, you might be dealing with this forever, I knew something had to change. I had to rebuild my schedule, my structure, my health, my relationship with time. That is where the genesis of the ordered week happened. We don't guess our way to peace. We build it with intention. Here's how we do it. We start with defining your priority ladder. What your priority ladder is, it's what you're saying is going to be most important on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, yearly basis. For me, God, family, friends, fitness, and my businesses. Then what you do is, instead of just saying those are important, you put it somewhere. I have a whiteboard right behind my desk here, and I put that there so I can clearly see that's what I'm saying is important. Now, to keep me accountable, I tell other people around me. They know what I say is important. And it's not enough for me to use my words. My actions, how I spend my money, how I spend my time needs to reflect that. Your schedule and your bank account are receipts for what you actually prioritize and what actually matters to you in your life, not just the words of your mouth. And when there's an integration and synergy between the words that you say are important and what is actually happening on your calendar and through your bank account, that's where trust is built. Then you take these priorities and you start developing what I call the perfect week or the ordered week. So you say, a year from now, this is what I want my life to look like. So there's an analogy that many of you might have heard about. You have a cup, you have big rocks, you have pebbles, you have sand. Now, if you were to put the sand in this cup, you're not going to have any room for these big rocks or the pebbles. If you put the pebbles and then the sand in, you're going to still have room for the sand after the pebbles. If you start with the big rocks, then the pebbles, then the sand, you're going to have room for everything. The big rocks are these important things in your life. So you can say something is important to you. You can say time with the Lord is important to you. You can say going on dates with your spouse is important to you. You can say working out is important to you. But if you don't put it on your calendar, you have no room left for the important things in your life after you tend to all those urgent things. We don't work and then squeeze life around it. We build our life we want out in the future and then let our businesses support that life with how we want to live our time, how we want to live out our time here on earth. So now that you understand the big rocks analogy, what you're going to do is, based on your priority ladder, you're going to put a year out from now, all the big rocks in your calendar. So for me, as an example, I started by putting out my time with the Lord because that's my first priority. So I have to get up early because I have a family, a young family, and I want to get the time in before they need my time. So I put that in first. Then I put dates and time with my family next. Faith, family, friends. Then Bible study with friends, hanging out with friends, sauna sessions with friends, going to the gym with friends. Then fitness, then putting my workouts in there, blocking it off. These are the big rocks. Then and only then do you put your work in there. if that's the last on your list. Then what this does is it squeezes the time you have to work down. So I believe it's Parkinson's law that your work will fill the space you allot it. So that's where you start to squeeze this down and say, hey, this is how much time I have to work in a week. How do I make my time valued at that? Which we'll get into the next steps. Next, now you have to figure out what your time is worth. Most business owners, before I start working with them, don't know this number. So I use something called your EHR. Simply put, of all your businesses, if you just have one business, that's one thing. If you have multiple businesses, investments, everything you make, profit, salary, if you have your vehicle paid for through your businesses, that's all owner's benefit. And that's your total revenue, your total benefit from being a business owner. Then what you do is you take that total number and divide it by how many hours you work. That's your EHR, what your time is worth. If you saw my previous video, if you haven't, go back and watch it. I talk about creating a gap between time spent and money earned. So most people don't really know what their time is worth. When we run the numbers, it's disheartening for many people, and they see that their time is only worth $25, $30 an hour. So they would essentially be better off selling a business and getting a 9-to-5 job, which would have less stress for them. But that's not what your business should be. It should be a cash flowing asset, not time stealing liability for you. And it's possible. So we calculate your hourly rate and then reverse engineer what needs to happen in your business to increase that gap between money earned and time spent to earn that money. Next, now we figure out your lifestyle number. What's your lifestyle number? This is the number that you're going to do the math on to say, okay, if I am satisfied and thriving in my business, and I don't need to overspend on extravagant vacations because I'm trying to escape my job. I don't need to buy luxury items because I'm trying to posture and look successful, but feel disoriented and discontent and anxious inside. What's the actual number you need to make per month to give generously, to go on vacations when you want to go on vacations, to work when you want to work, for food, for your mortgage, for your lease, whatever that looks like? What's the number that you need to make? And also put in there investments, how you want to invest into your future, for the future as well. So then what you do with this is you start to reverse engineer what your business actually needs to make. So not some arbitrary number that you saw on an Instagram reel or heard on a podcast that you need to make 7 figures, 8 figures, 6 figures, whatever it is someone told you need to make to feel happy and satisfied. But you start to say, what does my life look like in my ordered week? If I'm spending the time I want to spend it, if I'm thriving and fulfilled in the roles of my businesses or my business, what would I want to do with my time? How much time would I want to spend with the family? How much would I want to work out? What hobbies would I like to do? How much would I want to go on vacation and experience that with people? You find that number and you take it into the last step. Next, you do a time and energy audit. So you're going to take your time and energy, your EHR, what it's worth, say it's worth $30 an hour. Let's say you have a business that your EHR is worth $30 an hour, but in the roles that you're doing, you could hire someone out for $20 an hour, $15 an hour. You need to quickly hire that out to gain back your time to focus in on working on your business so you can scale it. So you need to spend this money to gain back your money. So you're having a lot of unrealized potential in your revenue and what you're worth because you're trying to do everything. So once you figure that out, then you start to automate tasks and roles, delegate tasks and roles, or eliminate tasks and roles. Automate, eliminate, delegate. Then you align your business strategy around these new numbers. And number 6, align your business strategy. So now that we know what your time is worth, we know what your lifestyle number is, and we've done an energy audit, then you need to strategize your business to align with the life you want to live. So if you're currently working 60 hours a week, but in your perfect week, you want to work 20 hours, yes, that's a big gap, but you can take small incremental steps as long as you're reverse engineering how to do that. Here's one thing you think about. Do you need to work 60 hours a week? Do you need to scale your business bigger based on now how you know you want to live your life? Are you just pursuing an arbitrary metric, an arbitrary number that's actually stealing your time, stealing your life away from you? Because I believe time is the most valuable currency you have. And a lot of people waste it in pursuit of these material things that will vanish, that you can't control, you can't hold on to. So you take that number, you start reverse engineering how you can plan better, how you get your team in sync, how you become more disciplined and consistent with your time so you're optimizing everything you're doing. So this isn't something that I'm just making up. I've used it for myself in multiple businesses. I've worked with high-level entrepreneurs doing 8 figures, 7 figures, 6 figures, high 6 figures, and it works. I had one client, Jesse H., a business owner of a 7-figure company. We worked together for 90 days. In those 90 days, he increased his effective hourly rate, what his time was worth, by $75 an hour. And he decreased his working hours by 30 per week. And he has a young family, so there was one call I remember him saying, I don't know what to do with my time now, because he freed up so much time. So that's why I don't believe you shouldn't work. I still believe you should work, add value, especially if you love what you're doing. That's just going to give you energy. But just to know it's possible to get there, you just need systems, you need a plan, and you need a team in place to make that happen. So the next couple episodes, I'm going to walk you through this, how to bring your team from out of sync to a team on a mission, how to be wavering without purpose to being a man on the mission, how to go from a chaotic schedule to a streamlined schedule. And I'll break this down for you so it's understandable, actionable, and you can find it useful right away. If you're listening to this right now and you're like, I need this, click the link below this video, go to my Instagram profile, send me a message with the word 44 or the keyword 44. Why 44? Because I've done this math for myself. I've created this schedule for myself based on everything going on in my life and how I want to live it, and thriving in what I do. I only have spots for 44 people in my program. So by the time you're watching this, I don't know if I'll have spots open, but it's worth a shot. So reach out to me, send me a DM 44. If you have my email, you can email me 44 as well. And then we can take steps from there to see if it's a good fit for you. If this hit home, I invite you to subscribe because there's more coming. There'll be another video linked at the end of this video to keep you building your business and your life the way you want to live it, changing your business from a time-stealing liability to a cash-flowing asset as a Christian entrepreneur. Next episode, I'm going to walk you through the discipline engine, helping you become disciplined and consistent in all areas of life, waking up early, working out consistently, doing the things that need to get done in both your personal and professional life to grow and scale and honor God with everything He's given you. Because building a structured calendar isn't enough. If you don't show up and actually be productive and steward your time, money, and energy well in your calendar, it doesn't really matter. And that's what the discipline engine is for. I'll show you how to build momentum without burnout. You weren't called to live in constant reactive catch-up mode. You don't have to be underpaid and overwhelmed and sacrifice your health, your mental well-being, and your family in the process of trying to scale your business. Your family shouldn't have to suffer for your business to grow. It starts with an ordered week. It starts now. See you in episode 2. Until next time, earn your dopamine.